In this video, I will rank the top 10 websites you can use to find your nursery building. These are websites I personally use and advise my students to use when looking for their building. A little background on myself: I've successfully been running a nursery in London for over 5 years and continue to do so, and I now teach and support people like yourself to open their own nursery via the course Open Your Nursery in just 6 months without a massive budget, the link for which can be found in the description box below. If you are new here, make sure you click that subscribe button and notification bell. I upload regular videos to help support you on your journey and dream of opening your own nursery. By the end of the video, you'll be able to get started looking for your nursery building by using these 10 websites. You'll also learn how to use websites to search for relevant buildings and avoid the hundreds of buildings that can't actually be used for a nursery. You can learn more about what buildings you can use for a nursery on my last video, so click the link at the end of the video or in the description to watch. We will start in reverse order. Number 10 is Gumtree. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Gumtree as the listings aren't always reliable. Sometimes the description of the properties are incorrect and it's mostly office buildings which aren't usually suitable for a nursery. Though it has made it onto the list, as you can find some cheap gems on there if you look hard enough. It's difficult to search specifically for nursery buildings on this site, but you can filter initially by leisure and hospitality. Failing that, search the retail section, and if you're really desperate, you might find a suitable building in the many office listings. Ninth on the list is Claridge's Commercial. Like with many sites on this list, they haven't updated their listings to represent the change in use class from D1 to E for nurseries. So when using this site, click on the D1/D2 section. This site is good as you can choose the use class of your building specifically. However, they don't have many listings on the site, so you might not always find the building in your area. Number 8, News Now. This website is like a newspaper listing. They have quite a few properties on there. You can search for properties by filtering via leisure and hospitality or retail. Though one tip is to use a search engine and search for E or D1 properties for sale in your area. 7th on the list is Prime Location. This site is easy enough to use. Filter again by leisure and hospitality or retail, or type in, as with News Now, E or D1 properties in the search bar. Number 6 is On the Market. Make sure you go to the commercial section of the website. Filter as before, though it can be quite difficult to find a nursery building on here. Though it's made its number 6 as I like how the site is presented, as has clear descriptions and pictures. So that's the first 5 websites that I use to find a nursery building. These 5 I don't use as often due to the number of irrelevant buildings you can find on this site. You end up having to scroll through loads just to find a good building. However, my top 5 I use constantly, and you should find your ideal building on there. Before I get onto my top 5 websites to find a nursery building, I want to remind you about the 2 courses that you can enroll on to help you open your nursery. The first is the full course, Open Your Nursery in just 6 months without a massive budget. This course takes you step by step, teaching you everything you need to know in order to open your own nursery. You will start off by researching your chosen area to make sure there is sufficient demand in order to make sure that your nursery is successful. You will then start looking for your building, learning more tips like in this video about where to find your building and what legal requirements you need to stick to. Then you'll learn about running a business, how to pay tax, how to register as a sole trader, partnership or company, whichever you decide, as well as how to secure funding and how to write your business plan. Next, we'll learn how to do HMRC and all staffing stuff like recruitment, paying staff, registering as an employee, etc. Then you will learn how to register with Ofsted. And finally, you will learn how to market to children, including how to create your own website, learn about search engine optimization, as well as different marketing tips, including creating your own brand and registering your trademark and or name. This course can be done in any order, and registering today gets you lifetime access. However, one of the biggest benefits that my students find is that I am available to them to help run ideas by and system whenever they need help. If you want to join my other students, then enroll on the course by clicking the link in the description. The course is already discounted from £997 to just £249.99. However, you can get an extra 10% off using discount code YouTube1 at checkout. Just click the link in the description to enroll. If you have any questions about the course or anything to do with opening a nursery, you can always email me at nurserycourseuk@gmail.com. The second course is the Starter Guide. As the name suggests, this course helps you get started on your path of opening your own nursery. This course is just £4.49 using discount code YouTube2, and again you can enroll by clicking the link in the description. On this course, you will learn how to save over 70% opening a nursery, create a survival budget, work out how much it will cost to set up, create your business plan, and learn more about the 7 steps to open. Now onto my top 5 sites. Firstly, number 5 is Zoopla. Zoopla is one of the most popular sites to find premises in general, both for commercial and residential properties. You can search, for example, by the size of the building or the many other filters you can use, though it only gets number 5 on this list due to the fact you can't filter effectively for nursery buildings. Number 4 is Property Link. You can find some good properties on here. They describe the properties well in terms of giving size information, the type, and with detailed descriptions. The search page also makes it easy to compare the different properties. You can find a decent number of properties here, filtering initially by selecting the option Other and then Healthcare. If you can't find any in this category, you can then start by checking in others. Number 3 is Riella. I love the presentation of this website. You can filter specifically by the use class you need, so search for use class E. They've grown a lot in size since I last started looking for nursery buildings myself, though I recommend them a lot to my students and I recommend them to you as well, especially as they have a lot more buildings that can be used for nursery, more than when I started looking anyway. Number 2, Bernard Gordon. Before COVID, this site would have been much lower down on my list. However, since COVID, they have been sending me the most beautiful buildings that I've been able to pass on to my students. So this is becoming one of my go-to websites. They don't have loads of buildings on the websites, but they do have ready-made sites that are great if you don't want the stress of modifying your building. They specialize in D1 buildings, so you can search any building on the website or narrow your search to just nursery buildings. This would have taken my number 1 spot, however, they are only based in London, and I know a lot of you are setting up nurseries all over the country. Now number 1, Rightmove. This is the most popular property website in the UK, and it also gets my number 1 spot. This is primarily because they have the most properties. Most properties that you will find on other sites are likely to be here too. It beats the other popular site Zoopla because it has much better filtering capabilities. I always look here first when looking for a building, then move on to the other sites. Set up notifications on this website to be the first to find out when new relevant buildings come out. Just make sure you go to the commercial section of the site and filter by the different property types like healthcare facility, childcare facility, etc. So that's my top 10 sites. Using these 10 sites should provide you with an extensive list of potential buildings to help you find your nursery. Just don't forget to set notifications on the website so that you can be the first to find out when new buildings come out. I want to thank you for watching, but before you go, for those that have stuck around to the end, I would like to give you a free exclusive checklist to help you choose your nursery building. This checklist is usually only available to those enrolled on the full course. However, you can get access to it by clicking the link in the description. When you get to the website, use code 111 to get access. Again, thank you for watching. Remember, your learning doesn't need to stop there. The 2 courses I mentioned can be found in the description box below, but you don't even need to leave YouTube to continue learning. Simply click the link on the screen to view another video on how to open a nursery. Click that link now. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. God bless.